Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Whoop. Shock and horror, right? Well, sitting here in the man cave, a day off, had received a prize a couple of days ago. Thought I'd take a look at it now. And it's this guy here, from one of my favorite manufacturers, Bps Knives. You know, I own a couple of them and I really like their stuff. And the price has always been right. So I thought I'd look at something else that they make. Let's check it out. So I was browsing their website and I thought, you know, I own fixed knives from them. I don't own any folders. I didn't know if they made folders. I hadn't seen any before. Website, having a look, see at what they're all about and what they've been doing. And lo and behold, found this guy. And this is a folder that they make. It's the only one, I think. I didn't see any others. And this they call a friction folder. It's a little unusual. Not really my cup of tea when it comes to a folder, simply because it's a friction folder. Morning, Mary. She's coming to see what's going on. And anyway, so I thought I'd get it and have a look, see what it's all about. Like I said, this is a friction folder, Bps Knives, and you know they're out of the Ukraine. Thought I'd have a look at this, and it comes sealed in the package. And on the package it says Bps Knives Friction Folder. It says comes with a leather sheath. So let's have a look, see. And here it is here. You can see it there. It has this thing sticking out. That's going to be interesting. It doesn't have a snap on the pouch, on the actual sheath. You can see there it's just that silver knob. You can see there it's just that silver knob. Pulls out, and then you grab this and pull it out, and there it is there. Friction folder. Unusual wood. Looks nice. I don't see any gaps or anything. You know, it's typical of them. They do a really good job on their workmanship. You're wondering how it opens? Like that. See that? Unusual blade. A little different for them, I think. And on the blade jar it says Bps Knives, made in the Ukraine. Don't know if you can, it's for you there. You can see it there. Unusual blade shape. Interesting. Gonna have to look that up, see what that's all about. And a nice wood handle. A little bit of movement there, but not a lot. And like I said, there's no clip or anything on it. So it kind of makes me nervous because you know me and sharp and shiny things. So it just opens, and basically what you're doing is this folds into the handle like that. And that's how you hold it. So you got your thumb over it there, and that's what keeps the blade where it is. So you're going to have a pretty good grip on this. Keep it safe from coming back on your hands. And yeah, typical for them. Blade, very sharp. Comes that way from them. All their blades come like that. So let's have a little closer look at it. There's no latch to it or anything like that. Either way, open or closed. Nothing to keep it there. Basically, they just say friction. So basically, how tight the pivot point is here, I'm not sure. You could probably tighten it up even more, which would make it a little bit more difficult to get it out. Well, I wouldn't say difficult, just harder to get it out. But hold it in there a little bit better. And you can see how that works. So you would have that, and you would pull that back and hold it in your hand like that. The handle is made from aged oak, black oak. So you can see there. It is pretty, very nice wood. There is no lanyard hole or anything there. And you can see how the spine of the blade actually curves up like that. If you look at the knife like this, you can see that the tip is actually above the spine of the blade, so it does curve up. Interesting shape. The handle feels pretty good. It is that curved handle in it. It's got a slight curve, I like that style. sits in my hand pretty well. The total length of the knife is 7.1 inches. The blade length, 2.75 inches from tip to the pivot point. The grind on the blade looks like a full flat grind with a secondary grind on it. Yeah, so kind of a, I don't want to say Scandi, but a flat grind is more like it, with that secondary grind on there to get the sharpness. Thickness of the blade, 2 mil. It's not thin and it's not big. It's right in between there. Good size, I think. It is stainless steel, 5CR15, which is pretty typical of most manufacturers. Nice middle of the road cost-wise for them, and keeps the price down. Not the perfect, but it's not bad. It's popular amongst a lot of knife makers. The Rockwell hardness on this is 55 to 57 HRC, so middle of the road again. Very typical, like I said, of most manufacturers. The nice thing about it, this type of steel is very easy to sharpen. So if you're new to knives and blades and you want to get into sharpening, these are very easy to sharpen. They don't take a lot. The only downside to that kind is the retention of that sharpness. It doesn't last as long. But for a starter knife and a typical blade, easy to sharpen. So although it doesn't keep its edge long, the retention is not great, but it's easy to sharpen. So, it has some pros and cons there. There is no lock on it. It's simply called a friction blade. And interestingly enough, they have no nail indentation in there. Most knives, when they're closed, you can grab it. They want you to use this, which is probably a good thing because it's a safety thing. It keeps your hand away from the actual edge. How it stays together open like that is you. You have to hold it tight. You got to put your thumb down on it. Like I said, it sits right in there, and your thumb sits over that and holds it in. Unusual knife. Probably wouldn't be my first choice for a folder, simply because I don't trust myself. It's different though. And I can tell you that it has a nice 90 on that spine. And comes sharp, and it has this on here. You could probably use that to strike a surface right there on a ferro rod. They say in their description, it's really a everyday light use knife. In other words, you're not going to do anything heavy. They're talking about in the office type stuff, cutting boxes, opening letters, that sort of thing. They do mention that you can do some woodworking with it. Now, it's I suspect, whittling, carving with it. But like I said, you'd have to be really careful and make sure you keep a really good grip on it there. It sits right there, and I'm pushing down, and the blade moves forward. It does catch on the inside of my hand here, so it's not going to flip over. Maybe they should have made the handle a little bit longer so that your thumb sits back. But that might just be me. Me and my grubbies, I've got no fingers and all palm. So if you don't have the width on your hand like I do, your thumbs can probably sit there just fine, just where it needs to. Very nice, actually. I like the knife. I like the idea. Not my cup of tea, but I see nothing wrong with it. And it is well made. I like that handle. The wood has that grain on it. You can see there. Very nice. And like I said, the steel is your typical steel you'll find on most folders out there. Not designed to hold an edge, as well as, say, a fixed blade bushcraft style knife or a camp knife or something like that. That would have a little bit higher quality. Let's see if I can find the blade. I just looked at some blade shapes. I'm trying to find that blade shape with that point coming up. It's almost a saber shape, but not quite. A saber has that little indentation like a very shallow clip point. This doesn't have that. It comes straight up, and it's almost like a lagging edge blade. You've got this sharp blade all the way to the tip there, and this curves up. It's almost a Whamcliffe shape. I love that name. Whamcliffe is actually that way around, where the sharp edge of the blade is down here. It's almost like an upside down one. I'm not sure. I'd love to know. If anybody knows what that shape is, if you'd let me know in the comments below, I'd really appreciate that. But a first look for me at a folder from BPS. Now, you know, I'm a big fan of their knives. I love their fixed blade knives. They really do a good job. They've done a good job on this. I just don't like the style. I don't like this. I like a lock on my folder, but hey, it looks pretty cool, and it is well made. And the sheath, like I said, is a little different. It's not a dangler sheath or anything like that, simply onto your belt, through the loop there. It's good, solid leather, nice and thick, well made. It's actually nice and soft. It feels good, and it's almost a very dark brown, which just happens to really go well with the handle of the knife. And they have that pin that comes up, and you would pull down on this, and you can see the hole right there, and it has that slot. So you would push it in and push it down like that to lock it in, stop it coming undone. And then to open it, you just simply pull up on it. Nice little sheath, actually. I like it. And the design with the knife in the sheath like that, with the back of the hand of the blade sticking out like that, is pretty cool. It might catch on things, it might get in the way. I'm not sure about that, but it looks pretty cool. Unusual. People are going to go, what is that? And then when you obviously you take it out, you're going to pull it out from the blade. Not bad. I kind of like it. How sharp it is? There's a good question. Let's see. I've got some paper right here. And let's see. Oh, yeah. It's sharp. And, you know, that doesn't surprise me. BPS are really good with their blades. When you get their blades, they come nice and sharp, well cleaned up. Friction folder from BPS Knives. Comes with a sheath, like I said, and it has that unusual blade. You can actually see how it curves down and then the handle goes down, so you get that curved look at it. Unusual, a little different, not my cup of tea. Somebody might like this. I mean, it's a nice showpiece. I like the handle. The wood's really nice. I like the design. Their manufacturing is really good. It's always clean and well done. Can't complain about that. Like I said, I prefer to have some sort of permanent lock on it. I don't want to have to rely on me. The problem I see there is that when your hand gets tired from all that pressure, it might get a little suspect. Friction folder, BPS Knives, very nice. How much did I pay for it? That much. And as you can see, it's a little higher price than you'd expect from a folder. But that doesn't surprise me. This is not normally what they do. So, you know, I'm not surprised that the quality is great. It's unusual, something different. Would be a nice knife to have to your collection. Unusual. Yeah. BPS Knives. What more can I say about it? Well made. Oh, maybe. Like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again soon. With something else unusual. I've been back looking at folders again. You know, I always find them interesting. I like to look at the locks and things. And like I said, this one, there is no lock. You are the lock. So, you get one of these, you're going to have to pay attention. Unfortunately, I'm kind of lacking in that side of it. Just saying. Thanks for watching. And you all be safe out there. Take care now.